Nothing brings people together more than food, and perhaps nowhere in this city is there a more bipartisan place than Washington's new culinary capital, Union Market.
The soaring structure is home to an eclectic group of chefs and entrepreneurs. Bon Appetit magazine named it one of the top 5 food halls in America, and it is transformed a once overlooked section of the city into one-stop shopping for some of the finest and rarest foods around.
So this is a cheese called Montgomery's Cheddar. It is the king of cheddars.
Cheesemonger Carolyn Stromberg loves talking about the 80 or so rarities for sale at her Righteous Cheese shop.
They wrap the cheese in cloth and they let it age for a year. It allows the cheese to get all these additional flavors.
I taste England.
Yes, and that's what real cheddar tastes like.
I'll take the whole thing.
It's why Nick Stefanelli, whose Michelin-starred restaurant Masseria is just next door, shops here almost daily.
And I think it was like the whole Union Market aspect. When they came in, they wanted to put the best foot forward, and they did a really good job curating all of the vendors that came in to be a part of making up the food culture and ecosystem that we have here.
Located in southeast D.C., 2 miles from the Capitol building, Union Market is a food hall fit for a world capital. Here you can taste everything from a savory South Indian pancake at DC Dosa.
That's beautiful.
To the sweet, spicy flavors of the American South at Puddin'. So, Toyin, I see here one of my favorite things on earth, bread pudding.
Yes.
What's your secret?
Well, I can't give you the secret, but it's brown butter bourbon bread pudding. It's amazing. It's everything you want bread pudding to be.
Owner Toyin Ali started Puddin' after her first career went wildly off track.
I actually graduated from NYU with a master's in public administration, and I started working at Amtrak as a financial auditor.
And you're like the public administrator of gumbo and bread pudding.
It works.
Now she's at Union Market luring in eaters with her signature etouffee and gumbo. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Ooh, look at this. That's so good.
Thank you.
Union Market is filled with newcomers, but the butchers at Harvey's have been anchoring the place for a long time. Harvey's has been around since 1931, is that right?
Well, we haven't quite been here since 1931.
After 40 years in business, Harvey Scheidel brought his father's butcher shop to what was then called Union Terminal Market in 1971. Marty Kaufman has been working in the market since 1978.
It was a bit of a rat hole, and a very, very busy rat hole at that. Everybody bought cheap and sold cheap, and the people were very happy with it.
That's actually an oxtail.
That's the whole tail.
But after a fire burned the market down in 2011, Union Market embarked on a makeover, forcing the butcher to take stock of his business. George Lesnar is Harvey's son-in-law.
And it afforded us a 1-year stint where we got to learn this business from the farmer up. And we never did that before.
What was that process like?
You got to meet the farmers, you got to see the animals in the fields, and we got to see their protocols on how they feed the animals, and we developed this great appreciation for how the animal is raised.
They now buy most of their meat locally from farms in 5 surrounding states. How has your customer base changed?
Our client base now is between 18 and 40 years old, and they have this real nice appreciation for the entire animal, not just the chops and the burgers. They want to do the whole animal, and that's really important for the farmers.
From the chopping block to the kitchen countertop, a cook needs a good knife. For that, there's Ryan Swanson at DC Sharp, where you can buy a brand new Japanese steel knife or just sharpen your old one.
That's one of the draws to the market here, is that like everybody comes for the food. But honestly, they'll walk in the store while I'm sharpening a knife, right? I'm just kind of I'll just be kind of sitting here sharpening, and they'd be like, "Do you guys sharpen knives?" And it's like, you know, we sure do, because there aren't too many stores like this in the country. There's maybe a handful.
Union Market has something for nearly every palate, including that of the daughter of a Burmese immigrant. So I grew up going to the Burmese bazaar at the monastery with my grandmother and mother, and faluda was my favorite thing in the world. Yes. But I have no idea what goes into it.
Right.
So can you tell me? What do you have here?
Faluda is almost anything, really, with something sweet. right? And some kind of dairy.
We closed out the feeding frenzy at Jocelyn Loyon's Toli Moly, which means a little of this and a little of that.
So first layer, right? Pomegranate and ginger jellies that are just
Beautiful
wonderful.
color.
Like little rubies, right?
Yeah. Burmese rubies.
They're like Burmese.
She adds basil seeds, noodle pudding, a scoop of ice cream, sweetened milk. It's no surprise that I loved this drink growing up. It's basically a milkshake with jelly in it.
It is.
And a cranberry syrup made with rose water. That is beautiful. Thank
Right.
you.
So I want you to,
Oh my
do whatever
gosh.
you want. Do a little stir. You can play with it. You can.
I remember my childhood. It was my Proustian Faluda. It's a great place, and it's changed that neighborhood a lot. Gentrification, there's always questions around that, but they're really trying to have a spot for everybody to come to.
I love that. I want one of those.
It's like sugar with a little bit more sugar.
That's right up my alley.